صحیح ده سره خلاص شو
که کوم معلومات راکې دا تاسو ته پیسې راکې ښه هر چی چې لرې
خراب معلومات دي کنه خلاص شروع
نه ته خو مونږ سره ځې کنه نه ته راځه نه ته خو دې ته لاړ هر چی چې کې دی وکړې
بس ځم ولاړې ده
زه مولې سپینوي کا
We're exiting out this way.
خپل په کلي کې موږ ګرځو راځو اوس ته د کوی نه خپل ساکا ځامن یو بل
each house we don't know them
ونه خو دا چې نو باز مرسته د وخت مرسته و ځامي یو خپل په کلي کې وګرځو
Take these guys, put them down there.
تاسو چاته کار کوي تاسو دوستونه دي
یا نو کوم څه راغلی دی
Yeah.
It's pretty close though. They know we're here? Hey, is that our rounds outgoing or the receiving rounds?
At 203 was maybe 100 yards.
Okay.
Not even 50.
Make sure they don't
Building
203 us.
2-1, 2-4, 1-9, and 1-5. 203 rounds are about 100 meters off.
Two of them.
Hey, distance! Fucking 150 meters! I got one of them! How big? Size! I just see two right now! Direction! Butter! How about that 203 hit?
Still there?
Hey, somebody tell me what the fuck is going on!
Egress. Right pole back to the overhead. Advising ready for remark.
9-9?
Yeah. Preemptive. Final attack heading south to north. RLE 421 through 424. Ground commander's call sign deadbeat 16. And I have to get approval from deadbeat 6 and from chosen 81. I'll let you know once we have approval. 62570. Line 7, talk on. Line 8, closest friendlies, south 200. Line 9, right pole back to the overhead. Remarks, final attack heading, south to north. ROE 421 to 424. Ground commander's call sign deadbeat 16.
I'll leave her go.
Here, smoke this. You feel
Oh, damn.
See the dust?
Holy shit, that was awesome.
That's just one of my PDA chads.
Yeah, I saw it was like white. It was like huge.
To try. Hey, we got a 240 over there. Come on, 203. I know. Hey. What's up, Timber? What? Down up here. There's a ladder right there. We get on the roof.
Already taken pretty active. Get it, everyone. Hey, sir, we're doing it. Just so you know.
No higher. Blowing holes in the wall.
RPG!
Keep moving! Keep moving!
All the way down, dude.
Open up! Hey, you let go!
Get down, dude.
Hey, stand by!
Hook, distance. Hey, hook, hold up a second. Smith, get out there.
Good shot on there.
Now, hey, Jesus, come back. I'm working on it.
That building, right?
Hey, distance, direction.
It's like... Directly that way, bro. That's a good one. I know how far to come.
RPG.
Hey, Ted Bird, you get the
Yeah, I'm trying to get a grid right now.
Yeah, corner of the building.
8899 6573. How copy? Hey, shit, shoot me another.
from there, dude.
All right.
Silver shot, right? At the corner of that building? Yeah. I just like, you gotta be rounding about. Yeah. I've got the hold that shit. Right over your head. You're not gonna fight over your head. Hey, sir. Hey, that hit.
Hey, Cody, stand by for second grid on the roof.
Down.
We got hook.
We got no more movement over there, sir.
On that building?
Come in.
Hey, Gunny, we're no longer taking fire. from the building to our west here. Oh, excuse me, sir.
There's all egress now.
All right.
Notice right now I'm looking
Hey,
at.
how many 203s and guns we need up here? Down, down, down.
I can't really tell at which yard line they're moving on.
Yep. Hey, you see him? They're still looking at us.
Throw a grenade in there.
That's next door.
Pound over. Well, all right. They're tossing from the canal one over, and they're not making it to us. Tossing back.
Yeah.
You missed.
Hey, 203 up.
Hello.
Heads up.
Alright, I got one.
You clear hot.
Alright. Stand by for shot.
Stand by for shot.
Faster shooting spotted.
Who you got?
Ow.
I got you, Trey.
I had 3 in my sights. 2 went running the opposite direction where they came in.
Yeah, that thing's loud apparently. That's actually a sniper.
Well, I think I got one of them, sir. Guy on a moped moving east to west at about 800. You'll catch him on that on the right side in a couple seconds. There he goes.
Talking about the moped?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, don't engage that. Now, dude starts getting off the moped and then turning the tree lines. That's gonna be good.
Moped, maybe 500 meters out. Heading west towards 611.
We got it.
See the penis-shaped door right in front of us? If you go right behind that, that's where he is.
Yeah.
asking about that wall with the lawyer. They want to fill that wall.
We put it out on the map.
No.
So I went up there with 2.
So 2, 3, 4.
Now you gotta drop this somewhere. Right here. Drop it right here. Hold.
Say again?
Is this one yours? No.
Yep.
We've got 1 urgent casualty! We got 1 individual in there firing us with a 2-story. Fire TNT 3. 6-1.
Casualties coming in!
Shooting with the fucking rocket.
Then that's good.
You can win. I mean, I got.
Mama! Yeah, I understand, but I'm not. That way I'm gonna push my guys over closer.
Go, mama.
Oh, there goes walking to kill, man. Some pies over the way. Hey, open these ones first.
Somebody's trying to go across the bridge. There's someone that way.
Hey, cover Ken. Thank you. You did that. They changed this. Yeah, because it curves around the building. That's when you end up. Look it up. Go. Go. She got water over here.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
شوي ده هو الشرط He said when you
Here, sir. Right, Proshak. Right above.
Yeah, I think that's a tributary to it, though. I think it's on the other side of that wall. I think this is all just
This is runoff.
diverted.
Small when it goes down, it continues down. You can see it as you get farther south. It still continues.
We're going down there and regroup and check it out again. So you want to go with me and you get check.
It's not going to be able to come back this way.
Yeah, alright, now to the base of the wall where your tree is, look to the right a little bit. Does that look like a dip?
So pretty much every day that we went out on patrol, we had to go take the ground inch by inch, you know, continually punching the enemy in the mouth as much as we could. We come back, refit. Next day we had to go out, and after a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, we were able to penetrate that defense, break out of that, and establish some freedom movement throughout the upper Sangin Valley. We're able to go, as opposed to when we first got here, within the first about 150 to 300 meters outside of the base, we'd be in heavy contact with, you know, up to squad, reinforced up to platoon-sized enemy at times. Now we're able to, you know, go click out, sometimes completely unharassed. Lately, you know, we've got a balance of missions. Sometimes I'll have my guys go out, just do. We'll know where some of the minefields are. We'll do an IED reduction type mission. Sometimes in the Syriagar, the brown side areas, we'll do more coin type missions, focusing on the people over there. It's a little bit more of a permissive area, but sometimes we'll do these long range missions deep into the green zone, do some patrol base ops, and we usually find some pretty good weapons caches, get in some pretty good fights, and take a toll on the enemy, and demonstrate to the local populace more than anything that the Marines can go where they want to go, we'll stay where we want to stay, and that the enemy doesn't dictate that to us anymore, as opposed to when we first got here. The enemy dictated a lot more of our actions, but these days, you know, we've pretty much crushed that, and we're moving about freely. Absolutely. Initially, you know, the Taliban had their own rules of coin that they were following, and they wanted as minimal amount of damage to the populace, just like we want to minimize damage to the populace. And I think that they were able to do that in the beginning because, you know, it was a pretty equal fight out here initially. They had the upper hand due to the fact that they had these defenses established. But now that we've kind of broke down those defenses and literally killed probably a few hundred Taliban at this point, I think that they had to go to their plan B now. And, you know, desperate times call for desperate measures, and I think we smashed their OODA loop so many times that they've got to take another course of action now, because the people can see that, you know, the Marines do what they want at this point, and that type of show of force, you know, is probably turning the people more. It's more appealing now to the people to side with coalition forces. So the Taliban, pretty much, I think, out of desperation, is now turning more towards a murder intimidation campaign. Lots of threats everywhere I go these days. People are, when I talk to, you know, the locals, they're just talking about how you know, we want to come to the post, we want to come to your medical initiatives, everything, but the Taliban says, you know, we're going to kill you. The Taliban puts IEDs in and around my house. I want to come talk to you guys. They do it all at night, but if they see me talking to you, you know, they're going to kill me. So it does seem that these murder intimidation campaigns have ramped up, and I would say that while it's unfortunate for the local populace, it does demonstrate that the Marines have the enemy on their heels right now. I mean, I've seen Marines when we've been trapped. We were in a U-shaped ambush, and there was enfilade fire down the canal we were in, machine gun firing positions on each side, and literally every square inch of where we were was getting raked by enemy PKM fire. But it didn't even faze these guys. You know, they just jumped right out of the safety of their own cover onto an uncleared pass, return fire, suppress the enemy. You know.
Basically, the other engineers and myself go out in front of all the squads to, you know, keep them from stepping on IEDs and losing legs and whatnot. And today, we got lucky, went out the alleyway, found some loose dirt, dug it up, and found a pressure plate, so kept from one of the guys stepping on it. Well, the reason I chose this job is, you know, it kind of gives me a rush, and I guess that's what a lot of the engineers are in it for, but, I mean, it feels... there's nothing like it when you find it, and you know, you get to dig it up, and you know they, like, other guys are safe. You don't have to get them rushed home and have to tell their families that their legs got blown off or anything. So it's a really nice feeling, you know. It's a really good feeling, you know, finding one of those out in an alleyway, especially when we're out doing a mission, keeping one of the guys from getting blown up or anything, and it's that way their families don't have to get one of those little Red Cross notes saying they got, like, legs blown off or something like that.
That was northwest.
Yeah, northwest.
Dodger.
Good. Specs are good. Continue.
From the north, and I'm gonna go.
Yeah, it's an RPG.
You try to get over there, either on this one or that one, so I could get.
This combo right here, sir. Right, pro check, right above.
Yeah, I think that's a tributary to it, though. I think it's on the other side of that wall. I think this is all just
this is runoff.
diverted.
This is small when it goes down. It continues down. You can
see it as you get farther south, it's still continuing.
We're going down there to check it out again. Someone go with me, and you can check.
What is that?
Yeah.
Huh? Pretty sure about that.
The purpose of this patrol base is so we can disrupt and interdict any Taliban or insurgency that is moving south down to the district center, so that we can establish a good government in this area. Atmospherics in the area are very negative. The people don't really stay around. In the morning they'll leave, in the evening they'll come back, and then all through the day it's just us and the Taliban up here fighting. So the atmospherics aren't where we'd like them. We'd like to get them a little bit higher, where people would actually like to stay in the area, but right now they don't. The routine for our platoon at this time is we use bounding overwatch everywhere due to the engagements that we have here. Support by fires, lots of support by fires while we maneuver to another support by fire, which will allow them to displace and maneuver behind us. We utilize mortars, a lot of HEDP, overwhelming fire superiority, wall charges to make entry into compounds to allow us so we don't have to walk through danger areas and such. That's normal for us to maneuver around this area. The fighting in the area is getting better. Before, we couldn't come up here without getting engaged by a lot of individuals. 15, 20 guys would be engaging from several different locations. They try to get you in a U-shape, O-shape ambushes. But recently, due to we've been taking the ground faster and faster, they've had less time to set up, so we're getting engaged by 3, 4 guys at a time, and they only shoot a couple bursts and then they leave because they know we're going to kill them. Our mission is to disrupt, not to allow the enemy to maneuver as much as they would like. They want to maneuver around us, set in IED belts, they want to attack. Our mission when we patrol out of here is to disrupt that, catch them in the act of putting an IED in, catch them before they can shoot at us, shoot at them, kill them before they can come kill us. Up here, there's the 3-block war, or the 3 stages: clear, hold, and build. Down in the southern portions, they're starting to move into the build phase. Up here, we're still clearing. So that's our mission up here. We're clearing this area.
What's that?
Or west and north. Like group of us were walking with ES in San Mateo. As soon as we got the basketball, we started getting shot.
It is. How many waters do you have left?
6 on the canteen.
We're going to set in support by fire positions along these buildings by Corporal Woodall stick. He'll be pushing along the buildings over here, clearing out these buildings. And that's basically just the plan. It should be a short patrol. But anybody knows what happens out here. We're probably going to take contact. If we take contact, it's going to come a little longer. And we're going to have good support by fire set in. So we're going to suppress the enemy. And that's about the gist of our patrol. We're going to push back to the PB. Hey, hold it back. Hold it. What's up? Well, this covered. Big ass W? Yeah, and I'm going to go up here and I'm going to try to find a way onto this roof so we can get a rifleman on this roof to cover out back here, all right?
The door's shut so we can get like Maniglia, Mendez on the roof. We can have them cover the door and to our southeast.
All right, Roger. Yeah, and I got this door. Me and you'll take turns covering this door.
We got posts over here.
All right, Roger that.
There you can at least see some of the compounds and some of the tree lines. Other than that, I don't think there's another place. About as good as they're going to get.
All right, man.
Is that fire?
What's up?
I thought I heard a burst, dude. Maybe not.
Hey, just let me know if you can see anything up there, because I can't see anything from this doorway.
Confirmed friendlies in building 3-6 and friendlies in the tree line between 3-6 and 3-7.
Rogers, copy. Friendlies in building 3-6 and tree line between 3-6 and 3-7.
All right, we're good. As soon as this target gets spun up, Woodall can maneuver. You guys need to be prepared to suppress for them, and then we're going to fire the target.
That's an A-firm.
Hell yeah.
They're good on the roof. We keep it on this room so there's no one coming out of this room. Rim, I need you on that roof.
He's on the roof.
All right.
Fahim, 3.
Can we see this?
Roger, copy. Green.
Where the heck is that?
That's an A-firm.
Ramos, this is Miles.
Send it.
Hey, Ramos, that.
Roger. Hey, you guys have security right there, right?
Yeah, no, just come on. I'm in 095 degrees, right?
Alright, cool. We're gonna move in.
He says to the road.
How's the second one? Right, I'll try breaking the wall because you can step it right here. Hold this gun and then go. Okay.
Really not good at all. There's no security. 166. Building 81 is
Hey, I swept all the rooms out.
Yeah, I did too.
Oh, you did too?
The mission of today's patrol was to locate and establish a new patrol base to allow us to operate patrols out of. We moved the patrol base to kind of change it up a bit, because if we keep the patrol base in one central location at all times besides the main patrol base, then it allows the enemy to establish fighting positions and see our avenues that we usually travel to and place IEDs and that kind of thing. So by moving the patrol base, it kind of changes it up and kind of throws a curveball towards the enemy. The reason why we did that is because since we've been operating so far up in the north, we've kind of been neglecting the western portion of our AO, a piece that we've already cleared and are establishing good relationships with the people, trying to find teachers to work at schools and those kind of things. So what we did was move the patrol base further south to allow us to easier interact with those people, and also it's just to the kind of the west of our patrol base along a tree line where we know there's enemy activity trying to place IEDs. By keeping a presence in this general area, it'll hinder the enemy in actually placing these IEDs on us, so keeping us safe and local safe at the same time.
I'm telling you, as soon as we get released for Livo when we get back, I'm finding a motherfucking ride to 7-Eleven.
Hey, you see that guy in that back tree line?
Yeah, I've been watching him.
I thought that was a new guy that just walked up.
Oh, no, I know.
Yeah, he's all the way to the left. He just like got down. Yeah, hey, he walked into that tree line.
Right now we're clearing cluster and popping on Yankee for Taliban gear, things of that nature, and so far nothing found.
Hey, can you pop that door open?
Ceasefire!
Hey, I got eyes on somebody displacing about 150 meters into collar wall wearing a black and white top. Hey, black and white top! There it is. Yep, there it is. There it is. No, there is collar wall. Stop! Alright. Dakota 3. Dakota 3 is in collar wall. Backside of collar wall!
Talk to main, give him a direction and distance. What's going on out there? Dakota 3, Blackwood 2-2. Dakota 3, send it. Yeah, we had some rounds impact by us as we were exiting Toll. What's your position?
Keep your eyes open.
We had brief eyes on the shooter. He's directly north of Colawall, just north of the Mississippi in the thick tree line. Same place that you contact from last time. We're going to be sort of maneuvering out that direction. I need you to cease all of your fires, orientating towards the northeast. Roger.
All right, hey, if we take fire from there, light that fucking place up. Dakota 3's nowhere near there. They're on the south side of Colwall, all right?
You guys good?
Yeah, we're good. It was pretty close though. So crazy that 203. Stop.
And he egressed directly north into the corner. We lost eyes on him. It should be more black and white.
We'll give about 5 more minutes for Alpha to push up to Quebec on Bravo. Apparently there's all the ICOM traffic is coming from. Saying they're waiting for us to enter the PB so they can start shooting at us. Bravo's gonna push it, Alpha's gonna push to 92, 93, and they're gonna hold there. Once they get set in, we are gonna start moving from 7-6. We're gonna unmask, start pushing down along the Mississippi down south. Stay into the defilade, push out to the back side of it, the back compound where we gunned down that guy. Come down south, and if these guys start opening up on us, Alpha's gonna start maneuvering on them. As that's happening, it's gonna look like we're going inside the PB, but we're not gonna go in the PB. We're gonna start pushing through this open field, the back side of the atoll on Caldwell. See if we can. If anyone's trying to egress, Alpha's gonna block them off. We're gonna push towards this tree line over there where this IED belt used to be. See if we get anybody pushing out that direction. We can catch them, you know. So we'll probably start taking fire. By then, I'll give a signal. I'll be communicating with Alpha. We're gonna try to get the blimp on top of that, and that's what's gonna happen. So, we'll take us there. See what tall ass start trees up. Yes, go for it.
I'm gonna get my tracers for you.
Hey, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Where do you want me to shoot it at?
Alright, building 58, please. Take out rate fire. Back in that building right there at 1 o'clock? Yeah. Alright? Fucking put it through the middle of that wall right there. Trees are hanging over it. Where the trees are hanging. Alright, right there. Fuck it! Hey! One more. Down. One more off, too. No, we're not firing. Yes, sir.
On a hilltop overlooking the green zone in Sangin, Afghanistan, a surveillance target acquisition team, also known as STAY, moves into position to scan a known hotspot for Taliban activity.
Right over there where you see the open between the tree line, that's where they usually have meetings. They move from that area down south. So be watchful of that area down there.
Their targets are 2 men who were spotted shooting at Marines the day before.
Basically, we were watching this hotspot. We've gotten a lot of reporting from historical firing points, so we wanted to go take a gander at the area, see what's going on. About 2.5 hours, we spotted both the individuals. One was heading south, one was heading west. I didn't have observation on the southern man, so I kept my focus to the north. He came out once, disappeared into a compound, came out again, went into the corn.
Okay, I see him.
Came back down the trail, was looking up, kind of turkey peeking, started walking back towards the corn, and that's when I engaged him. He went down on the first shot. Statistics show that about every Taliban sniper takes down, it saves about 3 Marines' lives. So that's really, at the end of the day, that's what our job is all about. It's saving Marines' lives, and it's something I take very seriously.
Kind of walked away really fast.
Marines with 1st Battalion, 6th Marine Regiment take over an abandoned compound in the kinetic village of Pote, Sangin District, Afghanistan.
Batteries.
Upon their arrival, they are greeted with an attack by the Taliban.
Come on, right there. 4 meters that way. Right there.
Go!
Coming out, we kind of knew that we weren't welcome in the area. The attack cracked off about 7 o'clock. They started to break down on us. We had contact from the west, northwest. We had it to the southeast, and then a little bit coming directly south from Taliban Highway. I think they're trying to test the waters, see what was going on, feel us out a little bit. We responded well. Mortars had eyes on a guy in a compound. We knew the compound was abandoned. As soon as he got in there, and then 2 more fighters filled that compound, we had direct line of sight to the compound, and knowing that no one else was going to get hurt in the area, we cleared 60s hot. They dropped 2 rounds on that building.
Yeah! Hey, get another one on it!
Let's go, let's go!
On it!
Fine!
Yeah, stable. Hey.
Yeah! That was weird, too.
Marines responded great. They've been responding immediately, which that's all I can ask for.
With a quick reaction by the Marines and spot-on mortar fire, the attack was successfully repelled.
Right. Where's the alien? Right.
دغه د مانده پوسټه د معلومیږي دغه د مانده پوسټه یو شهید سوی وو یو پتلله یو مسلمان د موټر سره په صوبې د معنا د مکتب سره دلته معنا خو تاسو وو د سره کې دیوال
Come in here and take over this compound and set up a BB. Chill base.
We need him to unlock the shop.
Hey, no Marines are going to touch any of his.
Yeah, we're not going to take anything.
Right there.
Down there.
You need the light. Holy shit! Shine your light down in there, Zuzia. What's it for? Where's the trip at? What's down there? Nothing?
Normal sized room, just on the ground.
He might care for Taliban fight. He stabbed the children.
Is that the only thing he uses? That we can destroy them before somebody gets hurt.
It's okay.
So there's a couple of
here today. Will he be able to show us where?
So bad. I just want to live in it.
عملت تاسو خبر کړی خو شو دې کور مشه
يدل تودا خان تدغ جاور تاسه بوري دوست خطا كيس يبدا رودل تبوري له الجبل الجبل هاي
That's the case. They don't let you pay yet. We went down there. On you. Went down that little hole.
Gotcha. Pushing.
He has the two small sons like him. One is he, one is other one.
And then we're the Marines that are actually live across the street. We're going to be here working with the ANA and the people. And that I'm one of the commanders that live over there.
Yeah, it just ended with retarding because I realized how to keep. Hey, somebody just go in there. 30 minutes ago, Taliban came by, set up the roadblock. So there's 4 guys on 2 motorcycles. Right
right when you hit that spot, you got a tree line that comes like this, and a cave in the building. It's murder hold. You got a cave straight ahead and a tree line. It's textbook ambush.
Here.
Dia palan kai shwa dam kana da wansi dia khati bashi gida wala shi tangan fi was daga tishi was min tana so lakin kase fika sawi
this is the sara ke de par ban kare cham
sab chi
Pasiu aí.
Hey,
Taramata.
Hey, Doc, you fixed his eye. It's Afghani key.
What is that?
Well, Plant, we had a apocalypse at the beginning because we got him to believe it was just.
All right, order of movement.
Hell yeah.
Remember that? Yeah. All right, that's how we'll go today. Should be 20 and 19 right there. When you talk to these guys, see if they know anything about the people that live in this building right here.
Okay.
You see what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And then ask them if they know anything about mines or IEDs in this tree line to the right of that building.
Okay.
As we look at it. You understand?
Yeah.
All right. Hopefully build a reputation or build a relationship with you guys. And we would like to know if anyone from the area is not supposed to be, is anyone from outside the area hanging around here that you don't know that we should know about.
Stationary talks to some locals. When we start moving, we'll still be heading southeast, east.
Right now we're static, talking to some locals.
Banana.
Keep pushing. Actually, keep pushing inside the Wizard of Oz doors. We're in high mark now.
Let's go. Dinner.
These are just all little names. watching his steps.
Banana.
We're not gonna be over there 24 hours, so that doesn't apply to us.
No, Matthew's got him.
Yo.
Oh, wait, when you're taking RPG cash right here, like 6, 7, this and that, you're like, we just walk around that corner by yourself. So like, I would. Well, that's not. You just see 10 years ago before you get partial retirement at 62.
We're just gonna follow behind their Vic, man.
I don't really know.
We're just gonna follow behind their Vic, and then we're just gonna set up security while they clear the tree line.
Yeah, I
We
know.
never have any damn saw gunners.
Those are 13 too.
Brown?
No.
Is that on?
Stay behind Eddie.
We're gonna jump the Hesco. There he is. The Hesco.
We got me at Brown.
Allison and them, all those guys. Sharpen.
Yeah.
We crossed over here more.
Okay.
Closer to those rubble buildings.
All right. Let's at least get you guys into the field.
Right.
And
Yeah.
the fields, I wouldn't go any further right.
Not right now, it can't.
Oh, no, not right now.
Some other time.
That's A for him.
Oh, that's on. Do I need to call in for this one?
Roger. Hey, Corona. I've seen you put that dog out there like 150, 200 meters. Hey, Padilla, get some dispersion. Hey, take a look at the tree line.
You good, Brown?
Good?
Yep. Got it.
Fucking shoot a 203 in that door.
I only got so many 203s.
Shoot a 203 in that fucking door.
Oh, that one?
Tower 9. And the zap code for the one that shot the arm. Sierra Hotel 2341 in Scott Harbor.
I'm Corporal Kevin Ice. I'm a machine gun squad leader. Alpha Company's mission here in Sangin is to secure Route 611 so that they can transfer a turbine up to Kajaki Dam to provide power for all of Helmand Province. So we're just running patrols out, making acquaintance with the locals, establishing a base of friendship, letting them know that we're not here to hurt them, that we're here to provide them with security. Also, we're working with the Afghan National Army, developing a friendship with them, getting familiar with them, working and making friends so that we can all work together to accomplish the one mission. The terrain differs. It's a lot, especially in the brown zone, it's a lot of mountains and stuff. But in the green zone, you got cornfields, ditches, canals. It all depends on what area you're in. The corn should be coming down soon, so it's going to be a lot of openness. But it's a lot of trees, a lot of farmers working constantly. So sometimes it's a pain, you got the wadis here, the canals, they're not too deep, most of them. But when they irrigate their fields and stuff like that, it's really muddy, so it makes it harder to maneuver. The corn is kind of a pain too sometimes, but we can also use that to our advantage for cover and concealment. So, kinetics with the Taliban so far, I've been in one firefight. All the locals here say that the Taliban doesn't really bother them much, but so far, we've only been here for about a week. Haven't really seen too much. Hopefully that stays that way, but we'll see. As of right now, all I know is that we're here at PB Georgia, and our mission is to make sure, like I said, that we secure our AO in the route of 611. Other than that, I couldn't really tell you what the future holds for Alpha Company, but I do know that while we're here, we are going to do our best to make this place not only safer for the locals, but better style of living as well. So.
Well, it was actually a 1-5 is my old unit. We ripped with Blackfoot, which is Bravo 1-5. Partially the reason why I came out here to 3-7 Kilo was just that simple fact that I share a bit of history with 1-5, and they were very helpful. Their squad leaders very knowledgeable. Sergeant Marlowe, Sergeant Nelson, Corporal Mullet, all very knowledgeable beings. Passed a lot of the knowledge on, a lot of the key points and key terrain of the area, just how to maneuver, and things that we already know, but just to kind of refine them, make them a little bit easier, so that we're not roughing up guys and doing things that that you've heard of other units doing. The kids, they're a real big sign, and what we do. You see the kids out there and they're happy with you, and they're tugging on you and asking you how you're doing and asking you for chocolate and pens. You're doing good because they keep coming up to you, and they always give you high fives and things like that. So 1-5 taught us that, that it's not like when 3-7 was your last time, where it's a constant threat. And we're in Sangin, Sangin, Afghanistan. Right by the river. I mean, there's not really much, other than using that military jargon or grids and things like that. But yeah, we're right by the Helmand River. Second platoon is we rotate out of this little PB here. It's a lot of farmers. There's a lot of farmers out here. Nomads are rolling in. They're coming from the mountains, and just a lot of new faces. But other than that, it seems to be a very friendly area. I think it's when we don't see that. That's probably when we should, definitely raise the eyebrow. Through this deployment, we hope to accomplish just maintaining that security in the area. Definitely not backing down or stepping back from anything. Keeping that presence with the locals. We've made a lot of friendships out here. A lot of relationships with elders, mullahs, shop owners, even some of the younger males. We've actually gained somewhat of a trust with them to where we can count on them to help us out while we're out there. Point out any kind of danger area or something that might be a threat to coalition forces. But that, and along with being able to hand over this whole this battle space to the ANA, allowing them to further their operations and keep it secure, so that when we do so, the locals don't see U.S. forces just backing out. They see it's a joint operation. We're kind of trading and handing over back to them, and they see that it's in their hands, and they can trust the ANA, the ANP, and the ANCOP. So that's mainly what we hope to accomplish, and so far we haven't had too many problems. We've been doing a pretty good job, with the help of our interpreters and the ANA, and our ETT teams. They've been helping us out, making sure that we have that relationship established.
I think it's been going pretty well. We've had tremendous success, I would say, with the turnout, the local shuras, starting with during our RIP with 1-5. Increased within the next 7 to 8 days of the first shura that I did with the platoon commander from 1-5 into the next one that we had when we'd actually post transfer of authority. We had about 35 to 40 locals representing each of the five villages in our AO. So they seemed to be pretty happy with the work that 1-5 had done prior to us getting here. I think it was a pretty smooth transition from our platoon taking over for theirs, and then the locals seem to be pretty satisfied with the security that we've been providing, and they seem to be content in terms of reaching out to us, letting us know, when they're doing certain things in their fields, to let us know that they're not Taliban, and just kind of doing everything that we've asked them to do to mitigate any issues that we would have. Not looking at them as Taliban, but recognize them as the local people that should be here versus Taliban that's been kind of infiltrating different parts of the AO. Overall, our kind of mission is to provide security for the locals right now, to prevent Taliban from coming in and establishing a base to operate from. 1-5 did a really good job taking over for 3-5, which took over for 3-7 last year. After they cleared pretty much most of the Sangin Valley, and at this point we just kind of want to continue on those gains in terms of keeping the AO clear of Taliban influence, making sure that the local people are protected, making sure that they feel secure, they're able to continue on with their daily lives, whether it's farming or teaching their kids, or wanting to establish more of an infrastructure in the area, such as building roads, getting schools up and running, getting river crossings, bridges, and things like that allows them to facilitate their way of life in a more efficient way, more productive way, and ultimately us partnering with our patrols with the local ANA to eventually turn over to them. So when U.S. forces pull out of Afghanistan, ultimately the goal is for the Afghans to be able to protect themselves and continue on the job that we're kind of helping them to do now. It's I think it's been relatively quiet, which I think is a success. I think it's a tremendous. I think it speaks highly of the work that 3-5 and 1-5 did prior to us getting here. You know, you kind of, in my mind, it's kind of what you want to see. The AO has been pretty quiet in terms of we haven't had any small arms fire, direct fire incidents with any enemy or any insurgents. I think that could change any day. I like to think that we're prepared to handle it. You know, at any point along any patrol that goes out, any time of the day. That said, you know, it's not something we're hoping for. Hopefully that, you know, we're doing a good enough job of providing security that the Taliban doesn't want to come back, that the locals feel secure in us being here, and that we're you know, effectively providing security to the whole area. No, I think we've got a great group of young guys here to do the job that we're tasked to do. You know, I'm proud of the work that we've done so far. It's only been a month. We've got another 5.5, 6 to go, but at this point of the deployment, you know, we've managed to stay safe, and I think continuing to provide security to the locals in this village, especially the reaction that we've had from them, which has just been nothing but positive reinforcement of the work that we're doing. The fact that they feel they can come to us at any point and talk to us here at our OP, and show us around the AO, lead us through their fields without worrying about the threat of IEDs. Every step they take, I think, it speaks volumes about the relationship that we've established, and hopefully will continue to maintain throughout the rest of the deployment.
I'm Captain Anthony Barolletti. I am the company commander for the Route Clearance Company. I'm part of Company C, 3rd Combat Engineer Battalion. What we did was Route 611 hadn't been traveling in quite some time, all the way up here to Kajaki Dam. So my platoon here was tasked with clearing the route, essentially, from down from the Sangin area all the way up to Kajaki Dam, in order to open up the lines of communication in the area and allow the government infrastructure of Afghanistan to take root in an area that has not seen coalition force presence. So on the 14th of October, elements of Task Force 16, which was a task force that consisted of infantry. We had about 400 engineers in the mission itself as well, and they essentially started on the 14th all the way down at Alcatraz, just north of Sangin, and we just recently got up here to Kajaki. But it's not done. We still have a lot of work to do in order to ensure that critical line of communication up here to the dam remains open. We did have some enemy contact. Did receive some IED activity. We found an IED, we struck an IED, we had some small arms fire along the route up. But like anything else, if you have a strong security posture and the Marines are doing the right thing, then everybody comes home safely, and that's essentially what occurred over the past couple days. You know, the Marines, Company C, 3rd CB, did a fantastic job out here. We had elements of COB 6 out here doing PB builds, to make sure that we had observation all the way along a route that is, quite frankly, pretty dangerous. So the Marines are doing fantastic things, keeping each other safe, and partnering very closely with the ANA and the AUP and the Afghani forces in order to make sure that this area remains safe in the future.
Here, you see where the alley is?
Yeah.
Right on the other, like right on the other side. Like he blocked it with a rock.
Okay.
But like a meter in, there's one there, and then you see that big tree that we kind of went around to this side to look at it. Kind of on the back side. I can't tell if it's on this side or on the back side of the tree, but there's definitely one there as well.
Okay.
We'll exploit this tomorrow.
Is that it though?
No, exactly.
But damn, that was pretty rad.
I'm Sergeant Seckley. Sergeant Lugo, and we are the female engagement team.
The acronym FET has been introduced and used with more frequency as we continue to help the people of Afghanistan. You might have heard it or read it, but what does FET stand for and what does it really mean?
FET stands for Female Engagement Team.
FET is a program that we come out here to engage the female population, gather atmospherics on their village, find out a little bit more about what's going on and build relationships.
The ladies can define FET because for the past 7 months, they've been living it.
Sergeant Lugo and Sergeant Seckley have been great working with. They love going out, they love interacting with the people. Using the female engagement team has been a good experience. This is my second deployment working with the FET, and I think it's a great asset to have as a small unit leader. It helps us gain access into compounds and villages easier than if we didn't have it.
However, being part of FET is more than just a day-to-day mission.
It's something to be proud of. I believe it's history. I believe we're making a change where there is, for the females in the military or for the women of Afghanistan. Female engagement team is an experience that you'll never forget.
When we come into the compound, the women are usually kind of off in the corner since they're not allowed to speak to any of the men. And we get to talk to them, and it's nice to be able to give them a voice too.
The ladies say their success wouldn't be possible without the support of their command and the Marines of 3-7. Marine Corporal Liz Cisneros, Sangin Province, Afghanistan.